So, mabuhay. Good day, everyone. So, this is a recorded discussion for the first module for midterm in our subject NSTP. Okay. So, first topic for this midterm is all about drug education. So, what is drug education? Okay. So, drug education is a planned provision of information and skills relevant to living in a world where where drugs are commonplace. So as we all know, when we say drugs, ang notation kasi natin when we say drugs is a harmful substance, ayan, na nakaka-addict. Yun kasi yung notation natin. But in pag sinabi niya in medical term, pag sinabi niyang drugs is a medicine. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, now, I will be discussing you about drugs. Ngayon, ang pag-uusapan naman kasi natin ngayon ay hindi yung mga gamot na iniinom natin. So, in the market or in medical term, when we say drugs, ayan, it is all about the medicine that we are taking. Paracetamol, ibuprofen, yung mga painkillers, pain relievers, yung mga ganyan. So, those are drugs. Pero ang pag-uusapan kasi natin ngayon is yung mga nakaka-addict na drugs na minsan yun yung cause kung bakit nagkakaroon ng crime. Ayan. So, a drug is any substance that alters normal body function. So, resulting any psychological or behavioral change. So, drugs is a substance used to treat an illness by a psychoactive substance people take to change either the way they feel, they think, or behave. So, in short, a drug is something that affects your body. Kagaya na nabanggit ko nga sa inyo kanina, a drug is a medicine. But, minsan, yung mga ibang drugs, ayan, kagaya ng tawag dito, yung when we say drugs kasi, these are the chemical substances produces by a biological effect when that can be administered dun sa mga living organisms. So it can be used for various purposes such as treating illness, altering mood, yung mga ganyan. So it can use for medical, ayan, but sometimes yung mga iba, they are using it through recreational. Ayan, they use it for enjoyment. Ayan, that can lead to a dangerous side and effect to end addiction. Okay. So, yan. Then we have also, not all drugs are illegal. So, drugs like cannabis, ecstasy, and cocaine, si mga ganon, and other drugs na mga familiar kayo, are illegal. So, other drugs which are against the law include speed, heroin, LSD, and magic mushrooms. So, many are legal like alcohol, headache tablets, cigarettes, or yung mga glue inhalants, yung tawag dito, rugby, yung mga ganon. They are not legal. Bakit? Kasi meron siyang literal na pinanggagamitan. Ngayon, ang ginagawa lang kasi is ginagawa siyang form of drugs. Yan, na ginagawa na siya for recreational purposes. So, in certain countries, legal drugs can only be given out by doctors. Let's say, for example, in Canada, ayan, so they legalize using of marijuana as a medical use. Ayan. Ang kaso nga lang, ang pagbili ng marijuana, ayan, is through prescription. Dito sa Pilipinas, kapag bumibili ka ng antibiotic, ayan, kailangan ng prescription. Am I right? Unlike kapag paracetamol, yung mga ganun, vitamins, and other medical or any other drugs or gamot rather, ay tawag dito, pwede lang over the counter. Pero yung mga antibiotics natin is kailangan ng prescription. Okay. So, the history of drugs. So, when Chinese immigrants came to California in 1850s to work in the gold mines and then on the railroads, they bought opium and then they smoke it. So, opium is a psychoactive drug that is sold as a Sumerian and Egyptian civilization. So, the drug itself is obtained into milky latex. Ayan. That comes out from the seed capsules and opium poppy. Ayan. So, are you familiar with this one, opium? Or yung sinasabi nating Papaver somniferum? Ayan. Para siyang, tawag dito? Bulaklak. Ayan. Or seed. Poppy seed. Ayan. So, dun siya nang gagaling. Okay. So, actually, tawag dito, this plant, ayan, search nyo na lang yung Papaver somniferum. Ayan. So, that plant is used nung unang panahon as, tawag dito, as a pain reliever. Ayan, which meron siyang contain na morphine. Meron siyang morphine content. Ayan, which is, ito yung ginagamit para doon sa mga may sugat, yung mga ganon, sa mga tawag dito, yung mga may sakit, yung mga ganyan. Morphine. Okay. So, ngayon, nagiging lang siya, during that time, during 1850s, ang nangyari is parang ginawa na siyang recreational drugs. Okay. So, yan. So, we have here the production places of drugs. So, most of the world's opium is grown in Afghanistan, Lao People's Democratic Republic, and Myanmar. Okay. So, doon nagkakaroon or doon yung mga legally, tawag dito, usually pinagkukunan ng popper. Okay. So, bakit nga ba yan, why do people turn drugs? Or reasons why people turn drugs? Bakit nga ba? Or tawag dati, bakit nga ba may mga nalululong sa drugs? Or bakit nga ba dati silang yung bisyo nila? Bakit bigla na lang nagkaroon ng drugs and other vices. Okay, so one of the reason is parents who are always quarrel in front of children. Ayan, so napakalaking kasing impact nun, yung parang alam mo hindi ka na mahal or para matanggal yung problem. Ayan. So, second one is irresponsible parents who don't have time to their children. Or minsan, di ba, hindi or napapabayaan yung mga anak, hindi nababantayan, or hindi nagkakaroon ng proper guidance. Okay. So, bad influence by friends. O, tikman mo friend, yung mga ganon, tapos na-addict na siya, yung mga ganyan. And lack of confidence and inferiority complex. Yung tawag dito, yung hindi siya confident sa sarili niya, yung parang lagi siyang nagkakaroon ng anxiety, or those people who have depression, or yung mga taong tawag dito, hindi nila kayang i-express yung mga sarili nila. So, ang ginagawa is gumagamit sila ng mga vices or drugs para i-outgo. Ayan, yung mga sarili na, or parang mas sa tingin nila mas confident sila. Ayan. So, according to the Republic Act number 9165 or 9165, an act instituting the Comprehensive Dangerous Drug Act of 2002. So, Republic Act number 6425, otherwise known as the Dangerous Drug Act of 1972, as amended, providing the funds thereof for other purposes. So, it enacted by the Senate and the House of the Representative in the Philippines and Congress that is being assembled and approved and signed by the President on June 2, 2002 and took effect of July 4, 2002 rather. So according to the Section 1 of the Republic Act 9165, ayan, this act shall be known as the cited as Comprehensive Dangerous Act of 2002. Okay. So, according to the Section 2 of the Republic Act 9165, it is a declaration of the policy. So, the policy of the state is to safeguard the integrity of the territory as well as being the city residency, particularly the youth, from the harmful effects of dangerous drugs on their physical and mental well-being, and to defend the same against the detrimental of their development and preservation. So in view of the foregoing, the state needs to enhance the further efficacy and the law against dangerous drugs and being one of today's most serious ills. So the government shall pursue the intensive and unrelenting campaign against the trafficking and use of dangerous drugs and system of planning, implementations, and enforcement of the anti-drug abuse policies, programs, and projects. So therefore, the government shall, however, aim to achieve the balance in the National Drug Control Program so that people with illegitimate medical needs who are not prevented from being treated with adequate amount of appropriate medication, which includes the use of dangerous drugs. So it further declared the policy of the state to provide effective mechanisms to ensure to reintegrate into the society individuals who have fallen victims to drug abuse and dangerous drug dependence, so through sustainable programs and treatment rehabilitation. So ano ba yung ginagawa during rehabilitation? Ayan. So, nagkakaroon ng intensive and unrelenting campaign. Ayan. Ano pa? Yun yung nagkakaroon ng tawag dito ng seminar or nagkakaroon ng tawag dito guidance and counseling sa mga na-addict na or nakagamit na, yung mga ganyan. Or the government rather is creating yung mga tawag dito kung sa mga facilities para maiwasan yung mga yung mga drugs. Yan. So administer the act. Ayan. Okay, so these are the just a definition of terms regarding kung ano yung mga usually na naririnig natin terms doon sa pag pinag-uusapan natin ang drug education. So when we say administer, ito yung tawag dito, it's either na-injectionan ka ng drugs or na-take mo yung drugs. Pag sinabi niyang administer is naipasa katawan mo. Ayan, naipasa katawan sa'yo yung drugs. Ayan. So when we say board, the centers, centers, pag sinabing centers, these are the rehabilitation centers, or treatment centers, provided by the Section 75 of Article 8 of the Republic Act 9165. And then we have also the clandestine laboratory. So pag sinabi na niyang clandestine laboratory, these are facilities used for illegal manufacturing of dangerous drugs, or eto saan tawag dito ginagawa or minamanufacture yung mga drugs. Okay. So we have also cultivate and culture. When we say cultivate and culture, eto kung saan nila. Ayan, tawag dito, nagpa-plant, pinapalaki, or saan sila tawag nito, saan nila nilalagay yung mga supplies nila. Okay. So deliver, passing dangerous drugs to another, ayan, or to other person. Pag sinabi niyang dispense, ayan, yung term na dispense is selling or distributing. Ayan, DA, drugs. So, pag sinabi naman niyang drug syndicate, it is all about the people or organized group. Okay? So, joining together for the purpose of, it's either dealing, manufacturing, or selling drugs. So, use a drug syndicate. Okay. So, drug abuse, eto na yung sinasabi nating overusing of drugs without due regard to acceptance of medical practices. Let's say for example, nagkaroon ka ng or let's say for example, during the operation, binigyan ka ng morphine for pain reliever. Ngayon, hinahanap-hanap na siya ng katawan mo. Ngayon, naghanap ka na ng illegal na tawag dito na bilihan ng morphine. Tapos, ini-inject mo na lang sa hanggang sa tawag dito, hanggang sa hinahanap na ng katawan mo, yung mga ganyan. So, that is drug abuse. So, drug dependence, it is a compulsive behavior both about drug abuse, ayan, and then, hinahanap-hanap mo na siya, naging addict na tayo or hindi na tayo mabubuhay or hindi na mabubuhay pag wala. Ayan. So, drug addiction is a state of periodic and chronic intoxication. So, ito na yung medyo tawag dito, hindi na nila kayang mabuhay, yung mga ganyan, hinahanap na ng mga katawan natin. So, when we say drug user, it is, hindi naman siya drug addict, pero user siya. So, ibig sabihin, for example, tawag dito, these are the individual who is just dependent, yung kailangan lang ng katawan niya kasi. 'Di ba? So, maybe, tawag dito, meron kasi siyang sugat, kailangan niya ng pain reliever na malakas. So, that is drug dependent or that is drug user. Ayan. So, actually, ikaw, may lagnat ka, uminom ka ng paracetamol, you are considered as a drug user, no? So, hindi naman literal na drug user na, na as in shabu, marijuana, or whatever, yung mga familiar sa atin, but a medicine user. Okay. So, financier, ayan, illegal trafficking, ano pa ba? Instrument. When we say instrument, anything na nakita nila, it's either yung lighter, ayan, ano pa, yung instrument. It's either the cell phone, kung paano natin pang contact dun sa mga suppliers natin, those are instrument. And then, here in the Philippines, we have the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agencies. So, sila yung mga person in charge, usually yung mga agent, yung mga ganyan. Akala mo kainuman mo lang siya, akala mo bumibili lang siya, pero kasama na pala siya ng PDEA, yung mga ganyan. So, maraming issue, as we heard, lalo na sa nung previous na administration natin, yung tawag dito, masyado kasing galit yung dati nating presidente regarding dun sa issue ng drugs, yung mga ganyan. And then, nagkakaroon ng issue about of evidence. Yan, yung hindi naman tawag dito, sabihin na lang natin, yes, meron siyang issue dati. Yes, user siya dati. Ngayon, nagbago naman siya through rehab, yung mga ganyan. Pero dahil kailangan lang ng report, yung mga ganyan, or kailangan lang huli, yung mga ganyan. So, anong nangyari? Ayan, nagkaroon ng insertion or para lang nagkaroon ng planting of evidence, nilagyan ng isang pack or isang gramo yung bag niya, tapos sinabi na, eto, user, seller, or dealer tong na to. So, yung mga ganyan, planting of evidence. Then, pusher. Pag sinabi niyang pusher, these are the person who delivers, dispense, administers, and sells the drugs. Okay. Screening test A, or screening test. So, a rapid test performed to a person, ayan, i-check, it's either yung hair, it's either yung blood, yung mga ganyan, to test yung drug content ng katawan niya. Okay, selling, trading, ayan. So when we say selling, it is just tawag dito as in para lang tayong retailer. Yung mga ganyan, as in pa konti-konti lang. Pag sinabi niyang trading, ayan, ito na yung mas malaki. No, as in nakikipagkalakalan na siya. Ayan, buy and sell, yung mga ganyan na. So use any act of injecting, ayan, it's either sniffing, yung sisinghutin mo, kakainin mo, you swallow it, drinking it, smoke it, or whatever, inject it, yung mga ganyan. So, yun, that is use. Okay. So, main drug abuse today. So, main drug of abuse today. So, basically, number 1 dyan, shabu. Ayan, familiar. Second one, marijuana. Bakit? Kasi mura. Daw. Ayan. And then, the second drug of the choice among drug abusers, okay, ecstasy, yung mga ganyan. Ano pa? Okay. So, for 30 years since its approval, Republic Act of 6425 had been backbone of the Philippine drug law enforcement system. 3 factors contributed to the growth and expansion of local and even international drug syndicates operating in the country. So, the profitable in the illegal drug trade and existing laws that impose light punishment for offenders. So, what if? Ayan. So, according to the Section 2 of the Republic Act 9165, yan. Ano nga ba yung nakastate dun sa Section 2? Ayan, Article 2, Section 4, the unlawful act and penalties. So, for example, importations of dangerous drugs and control, precautions, and essential of chemicals. So, the penalty of life imprisonment to death ranging from 500 pesos to 10 million pesos shall be imposed upon any person who, unless authorized by laws, shall be bring into the Philippines any dangerous drugs. So, ayan. So, penalty for imprisonment ranging for 12 and 1 day to 20 years, a fine of 100,000 pesos to 500,000 pesos shall be imposed upon any person who, unless authorized by law, shall import any controlled precursor and essential chemical. Yan. And then, another. So just in case, a maximum penalty provided for under this section shall be imposed upon any person who organize, manages, or yung tinatawag niyang financier of the illegal activities prescribed in the section. So, also included a penalty of 12 years and 1 day or up to 20 years of imprisonment. Ayan. And fine ranging 100,000 to 500,000. Imposed naman doon sa protector and cuddler of violator. So, just in case you're about, according to the Section 5, to sale, trade, administration, dispensation, delivery, distribution, and transportation. So, for example, umuwi ka, galing kang ibang bansa. Tapos, nakitaan ka nila ng drugs doon sa maleta mo or doon sa mga gamit mo. What will happen? Ayan, the penalty of life imprisonment to death and fine ranging to 500,000 to 10 million Ayan, 10 million pesos by the person who administer, dispense, deliver the dangerous drugs. Ayan. Okay. So yun. So, at marami pang iba, no? Actually, tawag dito, halos 12 to 1 year, yung mga ganyan, yung mga yung penalty. So, do you have any question regarding doon? Sana, tawag dito, alam na nating masama. Ayan, the main point here is alam na nating masama, alam na nating bawal. So sana tawag natin, wag nating subukan. Ayan, wag na nating i-try kahit na naku-curious tayo. Wag na nating i-try yung tawag dito na subukan. Kasi talagang literal na masisira lang yung buhay natin. Mantakin mo ba naman yung ilang taon ka na magi-stay doon sa kulungan, yung mga ganyan. So, kung wala na kayong question, ayan. So, I do hope na tayong lahat ay drug-free. Ayan. So, thank you very much guys for listening. So, another module is, actually, ano pa pala, meron pa. Yan. So, our next module is about the disaster risk. So, napapanahon siya, no, dahil may bagyo ngayon. Ayan. So, disaster risk reduction management. Okay. So, alam naman na siguro natin ngayon, na, lalo na ngayon, Bagyong Paulo, ayan. So, it is very much important itong agency ngayon, agency na to ng Pilipinas. So, they are searching, doing volunteer works, ayan, and so on and so forth. Okay. So, in the Philippines has comprises of 7,641 islands with a total of area of 300,000 square kilometers or 115,831 square miles. So, it is the world's fifth largest island country in the world. Ayan. So, the 11 largest island contains of 95% total land area. So, the largest island is Luzon for about 105 square kilometers or 40,541 square meters. So, the next largest island is Mindanao, about 95 square kilometers or 36,680 square meters. So, ang pinakamaliit dyan ay syempre Visayas. So, the archipelago is around 800 kilometers or 500 miles from Asian mainland located between Taiwan and Brunei. Okay, Brunei. Ayan. So, the island are volcanic in origin, being part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. Ayan. So, dito sa Pilipinas, marami tayong bulkan. Ayan, isa na yung teacher ninyong laging, puputok yung ulo. Ayan, sa galit. Ayan. So, isa na ata ako doon. Okay. So, anyway, kidding aside, so, and are the mostly mountainous. So, isa na tayo doon. Quirino Province, ayan, or Region 2. Okay, so, the highest point of the country is the peak of Mount Apo. Parang ang Mount Apo naman ay, yeah. Okay, so, which is 2,954 meters or 9,692 feet above sea level. And the second highest point can be found in Mount Pulag, a peak of 2,842 meters or 9,324 feet above sea level. So, the Philippine Archipelago is geographical part of the Mobile Belt located between the Philippine Sea Plate and South China Sea Basin and Eurasian Plate and Sunda Plate. So, the Philippine Trench, also called as Mindanao Trench, is a submarine trench with or consisting 1,320 kilometers in length, found directly east of the Philippine Mobile Belt and the result of a collision of tectonic plates. So, kung naalala ninyo, yung tawag dito, yung subjects ninyo ng history, yung mga ganyan, na ang lupain pa lang naman na dati, It's either different continents or basta ang ano natin is malalaki yung mga continents natin. So because of the moving of the plates, tectonic plates, yung mga ganyan. So, kaya nagkakaroon minsan ng mga earthquake, yung mga ganyan. So, gumagalaw yung ground and it forms with islands. Okay. So, the Philippine Sea Plate is subducting under the Philippine Mobile Belt at the rate of 16 centimeters or 6.3 inches per year. Okay. So, its deepest point of Galanthea depth has tawag dito 10,540 meters. So the Philippine fault system consists of a series or seismic faults that produce several earthquake per year. So most of which are not felt. Pero 'di ba, yung kailan lang doon sa part ng Cebu, ayan, 6.8 magnitude. So, ang lakas nung intensity, halos grabe yung shake niya. So, pagpapasalamat na lang natin dito sa tawag dito sa Luzon na hindi masyado. Ayan, pero yung mga bagyo nga lang, yung mga ganyan. So, yun. So, the Philippines has a tropical climate dominated by rainy season and dry season lang. Wala tayong snow, wala tayong fall. Ayan. So, yun lang. Rainy, summer, or summer season or rainy season lang. So, the geographical location of the Philippines makes a country uniquely exposing a plethora of hazards, including recurrent typhoons, earthquakes, and 53 active volcanoes. Okay, eruptions of which are classified into most deadly and costly globally, according to Doroteo in 2015. So, yun. So, other hazard includes of buds, landslides, tsunamis, and wildfires. Ito naman yung ano natin. So, dahil sa yung area natin or the Philippine is an island, ayan, archipelago is an island. So, dahil napapalibutan tayo ng mga, ng mga sea. Okay? So, yun yung pinagkakapanalangin natin na sana walang tsunami. No? So, bakit? Mahirap kasi yon. Kasi, di ba, we have the Philippine Sea, South China Sea, the West Philippine Sea, the Celebes Sea, yung mga ganyan. So, ang daming sea, malalaking sea or major seas. So, just in case na magkaroon ng major earthquake, so, asahan na natin na baka mamaya sana, hindi naman siya mangyari. Okay, so in terms of climate, the Philippines is mostly in top in the countries at risk in adverse impacts of climate change due to sensitive ecological system, including the reef and marine fauna. So large numbers of coastal population and exposure to frequent weather extremes which are like to grow intensity. So because of climate change, pag sinabi niyang climate change is yung pabago-bago ng panahon. So, let's say, for example, dati, nung kami ay bata, naalala ko, kapag once na June, pag pumatak na ang June, ayan, tag-ulan na talaga siya, literal. Parang it never stops. Ayan, in Ilocano term, ang sasabihin niya, nup-nup. Ayan. So, dito naman, ayan, ang nangyayari na ngayon, because of climate change, ang nangyayari, hindi na natin ine-expect, ayan, yung mga tag-ulan, or kung meron mang tag-ulan, or meron man na tag-ulan na, bare months na lang siya, tapos malalakas pa na ulan, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon na siya ng typhoon. Ayan. So, kapag tag-init naman, or summer season naman, sobrang init. Yung tipong nagkakaroon na ng cancellation of classes, yung mga ganyan. Why? Because of climate change. Okay. So, therefore, disaster risk detection and climate action interventions, okay, embraces a compulsory function of all levels of governance required to sustain the productivity and shelter development gains in the Philippines. Or yung tinatawag na DRR. So, dito sa probinsya, meron tayong tinatawag na PDRR. Yan. Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction. In every municipality, meron din tayong tinatawag na MDRR or the Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction Unit. Then, in barangay, meron din tayong mga ganon. So, these have become the permanent elements of the governance in the recognition of the fact that disasters and climate change are increasingly threatening the national security. Okay. So, we have here the Sanday framework of the disaster risk reduction priority. Number 1, understanding disaster risk. So, Philippines has made the significant progress in collecting comprehensive and updating risk information using different technologies through including the GIS, like detection, the interferometric synthetic aperture radar or computer simulations and fault mappings. So the country's assessment of hydrometeorological, geographical, and seismic hazards. So because of the climate change, hindi na pwede ngayon na June na. Yung mga ganyan, June na, tawag dito, tag-ulan na, hindi na pwede yung mga ganun ngayon, di ba? So, kailangan na ng, tawag dito, digital apparatus, yung mga ganyan. In order for us to mas ma-generate natin kung ano yung mga risk information. So, in the national level, technological excellence or agencies with direct and relevant mandates in conducting risk assessment. Ayan, with the help of PhilBox, the Philippine Atmosphere, with Pag-asa and the MGP and the UP Resilience Institute. So the agencies have technical expertise that complements one another when conducting multi-hazard assessment. So conducting a risk assessment for volcanic eruption, earthquake, and tsunamis are the main technical services of PHIVOX. So, yun yung mga ginagawa or ina-assess nila. While dun sa mga bagyo naman, tracking typhoons, hydrometeorological hazards, and other climate projections. So, si Pag-asa naman yun. Okay, priority 2, strengthening disaster risk governance and manage disaster risk. So, in 1970s, Philippines has updated the legal function of disaster risk reduction and management, emphasizing the response-centric intervention along with the disaster prevention, preparedness, and mitigation activities. I think, tawag dito, meron pang specific, actually, meron pang specific laws regarding or policies, government policies regarding dito. Yung updating ng DRR sa mga nangyayari sa atin. Kagaya ngayon, meron typhoon, merong bagyo, 'di ba? So from time to time, may mga update ang DRRM regarding sa mga status, doon sa update ng mga kababayan natin or ng mga kabarangay natin na tawag dito medyo mataas yung tubig, mga landslide area, yung mga ganyan, or yung update doon sa panahon. So, another is, so this has been completed by local risk governance legislation since 2003 to enable the use of local calamity funds for disaster preparedness and mitigation. So, however, these were considered as insufficient to support change and local level. So, this acknowledgement led to enactment of Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction Management Act of 2010. So as the country's foremost legal instrument and guiding framework policy driving in the risk reduction management momentum in a various government. So, yon. Nabanggit ko na to. Okay. So, DRRM, ayan, is helping to ensure budget allocation for disaster risk intervention to local levels. For about 70% allocation of finance implementation of structural and non-structural activities such as yung mga tawag dito yung mga relief supplies, training, planning, capacity including development, ayan, information, education, risk transfer, ayan, and so on and so forth na mga trabaho during calamities. Ayan. So, yun. So, NDRRMP covers with 4 thematic areas, namely disaster prevention mitigation, disaster preparedness, disaster response, and disaster rehabilitation and recovery, which corresponds to the structure of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. So, yun. Another one is disaster preparedness. Ano ba yung ginagawa? So, what is the role of the youth in disaster risk reduction and management? So, the youth must have the energy to take immediate action with when emergencies occur. Ayan. So as a future graduate of CWTS, ayan, ito yung mga responsibilities natin. So kahit hindi tayo tinawag, yung mga ganyan, so dapat meron pa rin sa atin yun. So when an actual disaster happen, the youth are the most capable in taking immediate action during emergencies. Yung simpleng pagtawag ng mga ambulansya, yung mga ganyan, pag-update, pagre-report, that is one example of role of the youth. Ayan, the youth are incredibly resilient and creative. Ayan, the youth can also contribute ideas during disasters by involving youth in disaster planning and management. And the youth has a potential to become a better leader and initiate plans. So, what do you do? Ano nga ba yung ginagawa natin? So, sa DRRM, of course, in first aid, basic life support. Ayan. So, first responder roles and responsibilities. So, one is, yan. So, our main key aims as a first aider, ayan, or to do first aid is to preserve lives. Hindi pwede yung nagmamatalino tayo or nagmamagaling. So, just in case na meron tayong knowledgeable at hindi tayo sure doon, ayan, ibigay na natin sa iba. Yan, tumawag ka na ng ibang respondent. So, just in case naman na alam mo or knowledgeable ka. So, for example, magmula nung elementary ka hanggang nung high school ka, hanggang ngayong college ka, ay seminar or training ka sa Red Cross or sa first aid, as a first aider. So, pwede. So, main goal is to preserve life. Second is to prevent the condition of worsening and to promote recovery. So, key steps of BLS, ayan, check their responsiveness, quick check for the normal breathing. Alam na natin to, yung tapikin, hindi pwede yung angat-angatin mo, yung pwedeng buhat-buhatin, yung mga ganyan. So, if the patient is not breathing normally, provide chest compressions. Alam na natin to? 1, 2, 3, pump. 1, 2, 3, pump. Diba? Open the airway and provide ventilations and deliver air the lungs. So, the goal of CPR is not to restart the heart but to provide critical blood flow. Kaya siya pinapump. No? Okay, to the heart of the brain. So, hindi tinutulungan mo na mag-pump yung heart. Ayan, hindi dahil para kigtutin mo yung heart niya, pero para bigyan mo ng pressure yung heart na gumalaw. Okay. So, potential first aid responder. Yan. You have no legal obligations to provide medical care. So in some areas, however, you may have an obligation to notify authorities that someone is in need. Ayan, if you engage a basic life support, be sure to provide care within the scope of your training. Hindi pwede na, for example, nag-training ka lang ng basic life support or nag-training ka lang ng first aid. Tapos nung nagresponde ka na para kala mo ikaw na yung doktor. Hindi pwede yung ganon. Ayan. So, just state, my name is Cherry. I am a first aid provider. May I help you? Tapos sasabihin niya. Tapos, tawag dito. So, just in case, unresponsive yung, tawag dito, yung patient, anong gagawin natin? So, yun na. Do the CPR. Yung mga ganyan. Then, first, before that, can allow someone to report it doon sa sa mga ambulance, mga ganyan. So search for the rescue. Yan. So just in case may tsunami, what will you do? Okay? Anong gagawin? So ang gagawin lang natin ay mag-evacuate. Ano pa ba? Ang gagawin mo. So during the earthquake, ano ba yung basic na nagagawin natin? Duck, cover, and hold. Ayan, or drop, cover, and hold. So, basic na sa atin yan. Okay, during earthquake. So, just in case may fire. Ayan, so for example, sa klase natin, may klase tayo, nagkaroon ng fire. What will we do? Ayan, don't panic and then assess kung aware tayo, assess kung nasan nanggagaling yung fire, mga ganyan. Kapag manageable pa naman, gamitin natin yung mga fire extinguishers natin, pero tignan natin kung feasible and possible pa siya for that specific fire. Dapat alamin natin kung saan nanggagaling yung fire. Sa wood ba siya? Sa mga ganon. So, we have different types of fire extinguishers. Meron tayong Class A and Class B. So, pag sinabi niyang Class A, ayan, ito yung mga wood, paper, textiles, yung mga ganyan. While B, ayan, petrol, diesel, and oils. Okay, Class C, ayan, yung mga gases. Class D, metals, E, K, and F. Yan. Survival kit is a package on supplies prepared for emergencies like yung mga lifeboats, yung mga ganyan, yung mga whistle. Okay? So, basic supplies, water, food, flashlight, battery, power bank, yung mga ganyan, first aid kit, medications or medicines, and power purpose tools. So, we have also sanitation and hygiene items, tawag dito, passport, okay, cell phones, family emergency contact, and extra cash. Okay, common problems or common causes of house fires. Ayan, and how to prevent them. So, cooking, heating, electrical through yung linuluto natin sa kusina, yung mga ganyan. Yung mga no-overcharge, electrical, smoking, candles, chemical fires, Christmas trees, yung mga ganyan. So, types of disasters. So, we have natural disasters. Pag sinabi niyang national disasters, kahit gusto na natin siyang pahintuhin, hindi natin kaya. Bakit? Ang Diyos lang ang pwede. Second, human-caused disasters like fire, yung mga ganyan, shooting, terrorism, ayan, mass violence. Okay. So, yun. So, actually, wag nyo na lang sagutin yung, eto, wag na natin dito. Tsaka na lang pag nagkita tayo. Okay, so that's all. Thank you very much for listening and mag-ingat po tayong lahat. God bless.